Hi, my name is Jen Olson, and one of my children is a sophomore at Timberland. I'd like to share a warning from a man who fled communism. KGB defector Yuri Bezmenov escaped from the Soviet Union in the 1970s, and he warned the US about what he saw happening in our country: ideological subversion, aka psychological warfare. He knew this process well due to his former operative status in the KGB. Ideological subversion is designed to change the perception of reality of every citizen to such an extent that despite the abundance of information, no one's able to come to sensible conclusions in the interest of defending themselves, their families, their communities, or their country. It's a brainwashing process that's divided into 4 basic stages. Stage 1, demoralization. It takes 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation, which is the minimum number of years required to educate one generation of students and expose them to the ideology of the enemy. Marxist-Leninist ideology has been pumped into the heads of at least 4 generations of American students, without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of American patriotism. Stage 2 is destabilization. In this stage, the subverter doesn't care about your ideals or your patterns of consumption, whether you're obese, do drugs, or live an unhealthy life. It takes about 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation via the economy, foreign relations, and defense systems. It's abundantly clear that the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas are in the United States. Stage 3 is crisis. This stage can take up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis, as we've seen in the past in Venezuela and other places across the globe. Stage 4 is the final stage, and it's normalization. This stage comes with the abrupt change of power, structure, and economy. This may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression from the Soviet propaganda. For instance, after the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in 1968, the Soviets claimed that by doing so, they had normalized the situation. This is what will happen in the US if we continue to allow Marxist-Leninist ideologues to bring our country to crisis and ultimately put Big Brother government in charge of our everyday lives and decisions. Bezmenov warned the United States that American educators, professors, and activists would be instrumental in the process of subversion, only to destabilize the nation. When their job was completed, the enemy wouldn't need them anymore. And those who don't realize they're pawns may get disillusioned when Marxism and Leninism comes to power. They'll wait impatiently for their chance to rise to power, but it won't happen. They'll be cast aside by the enemy. The ones who do catch on will become the biggest enemies to the Marxists. We've seen this in Nicaragua, Grenada, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and many other post-Marxist-Leninist countries. It's time for all of us to wake up and see what's really going on in our country. The division is manufactured and orchestrated by the enemy. And by the looks of things, they're winning. So stop falling for the divisive tactics of those who wish to destroy the last hope for freedom on the globe.